What's up, guys? It's Rick Ginn with Flip with Rick. Zach is out today. So you guys, we flip-flopped last week. So I was on Thursday. I come on every Friday at 5 p.m. Eastern. And today we're going to talk about your cash buyers and to stop working so hard on your cash buyers. So what I do is take the first 15, 20 minutes. I'm going to share some tips and tricks on my strategies with cash buyers, stuff we use in our business today. If you guys are new to this channel, it's Flip with Rick. We also have a group on Facebook, Wholesaling Houses for Real. We are the only wholesalers out there that actually do this business. I've been doing it 19 years plus. Zach's 4 years, and we do real estate investing full time. And we do the Mastermind, which I share with you now, and we post at least one video per week. Zach goes live, I believe, 5 times a week, and we give it all away for free because I did teach Zach how to do wholesaling, but to be honest with you, he did a lot of it on his own. He did the work. And so our goal here is to teach as many people as possible to get to 100K wholesaling without thinking you have to go through an expensive guru. And now, not all gurus are bad, but I'm going to tell you, there's way too many bad gurus versus good gurus right now. So, so let's get in it. Let's talk about our cash buyers. I made a couple notes here. I'll put up on the screen. If you have a question, do me a favor, go ahead and post it. It doesn't have to be about cash buyers. And what I do is try to take them in order. And as long as I have questions coming, I like to answer them. So, let's get into it, guys. Cash buyers, in theory, should be probably the easiest part of your business. Would you agree? We're all so focused on trying to find motivated sellers that in our current market, let's be honest, it's not as challenging to find cash buyers. That will eventually change somewhat. So what you want to do is get in the habit of creating a consistent group of cash buyers. Now, I always preach quality over quantity. I don't care if you got 5,000 cash buyers. If you don't know who are active cash buyers on that list, you're just feeding your ego. You're not helping out your business. So how many cash buyers you got, to me, is irrelevant. It's got to be some quality. The only way you go quality is you got to go through and vet these cash buyers. I know it's painful, but most of the people on your list are going to be people like me, other wholesalers, other investors. And to be honest with you, I don't want to share more information than I have to on it. So the first thing I do with cash buyers is the easiest place to go is basically on Facebook. And you don't even have to do a post for advertising. You can just put it on your site. You can go to Marketplace. You can advertise anything. It's very, very easy to collect 200 plus addresses minimum on Facebook. The forums are excellent. You guys can use hashtags. I'm not a hashtag guy. That's in Zach's wheelhouse. And it's too easy for free to go on social media and collect tons and tons of email addresses. If you do not have a cash buyers base right now, I would start right there because it's fast, it's cheap, and it's easy to do. So if you're going from zero, you want to get to 250, I would start with Facebook, work your way out. Instagram, if you want to use anything like that. Craigslist, all these other fun things. But I got to tell you, Facebook's pretty good. And a lot of the buyers on Facebook are the ones that you want. So, so let's talk about what's the most important thing on a cash buyer. To me, it's always their ability. And so let's define what ability is. Number one, you got to have the money. Okay. So when we deal with our cash buyers, we are not treating them like motivated sellers. I do not need to sell a cash buyer on why you're going to buy my property. If anything, I want to make it super special. So number one, if they don't have the money, we do not spend time with them. I know it's cold. It's just business. By the way, full disclosure, if a buyer does not want to give you a proof of funds, they are not a cash buyer. End of story. I buy plenty of houses from people I don't know. 70% of them ask me for a proof of funds. I provide it. I get to the next level. I know if I don't do that, I don't get to the next level. The only reason you would not provide a proof of funds is because you don't have it. End of story. Now, This is where you'll hear all the BS stories come up. Well, my partner, this. End of story, guys. If they do not have their own money, you're 99% of the time going to waste your time with them, and watch the excuses come out. It's ridiculous. So this, unfortunately, passed their name and phone number. It's got to be the first question. Do you have the ability to close on this property? Yeah, I do. Great. Can you just send me over a proof of funds? Well, Rick, it's complicated. I can't do that. I don't understand. You just said you had the ability. You have to have the money to have the ability. So number one, I want to make sure that they can do it. And number two, I also want to make sure in the ability that they have the speed to get it done. Meaning, can you close this thing in 10 days? Whatever it is. So guys, the ability is so important. If you're selling somebody a full rehab property and they've never done one before, they don't have the ability to close on that deal. Okay. If you're selling them a $100,000 junker, it needs fixing up, and they've never lifted a hammer a day in their life, and they've never bought a rehab, move on. They are not your buyer. Go find someone that is used to these types of transactions. So here's one of my favorites. As I said, most cash buyers, they're not cash buyers. The word cash buyer is so abused right now that every homeowner thinks everybody's a cash buyer because that's what we all advertise. The reality, when you get down to it, probably less than a quarter of the people say they're cash buyers or even have the money. And then the question after that, do they have the ability to close the deal? Do they have the wherewithal? Do they know what they're doing? So when you hear cash buyer, do not put your guard down. Actually bring it up. So great, you're a cash buyer. Let me just go ahead and get the proof of funds out of the way. And a good cash buyer like myself, we're going to give it to you instantly because we expect that. I want you to ask me for a proof of funds because I don't want to have to compete with people that don't have money to buy the house. You should do the exact same thing. So the term buyers are liars would fit really, really well in here. So just keep that in mind. And also, the numbers never lie. Listen, if you're selling a property for 100 grand and there's only 50 grand in the account, they're going to work you for a creative deal or try to have you write a note or do something crazy. Don't go down that rabbit hole. Their proof of funds is their best foot forward, and it will never get better than that. It will only get worse. So on that note, I guys want you to understand, I hear a lot of you guys talking about hard money. Hard money is basically going out and getting a private loan. But I'm going to be honest with you, a hard money is a loan. It's not cash. So ask me how I know this, because I get it all the time. Hard money guys are infamous for right up to the last day pulling the money on the deal or requiring like crazy insurance policies or getting another appraisal. And I don't like it because I want someone to go in all in with their money. So I'll do hard money deals. I just want you to understand, hard money deals, they are harder. So you do have to go get a loan. They have to record it. You don't have to do it. Your buyer does. And that all takes time and experience. So if the person's never done a hard money loan and they say they're going to do a hard money loan with you, I'm not walking down that walk with them. Because these hard money loans, you need permission. You need someone else to send the money to the title company to make it work. And if you don't make them happy, they can renege right up to literally the last day. So just keep in mind now, if they don't have the money and they go, hey, I'm going to go hard money. So many of you guys think hard money is going to save the day. To be honest with you, the rougher the property is, the tighter they get on the hard money loans. Because think about it, if you're a hard money guy, you want to make sure that person's going to repay you, the capital preservation, and they want to make sure they're putting it on a good deal. So numbers never lie. And we always talk about cold call cash sales. Guys, this is simply just basically going to listrei.com, pulling up the cash sales in your farming neighborhood, whatever area, if it's a zip code, a city, a block, and you have the ability, you already pay for the service, so use it. You can pull up all the cash sales in that area. And from there, I would just skip trace the numbers, and then I just get on the phone and call them. And it's simple words like this. Are you interested in buying more properties for a discount? Not telling you what the discount is. And that's how you start vetting cash buyers. I would start with social media, Facebook, Instagram, everything like that. And then I would go to listarya.com. I would pull and I would call. And you want to get aggressive and fill that list up, because when you get properties that even get tight, you can figure out what your buyers will pay for it and you can reverse engineer it. So, let's go through a couple on the checklist. So always make sure cash buyers are working for you. You don't work for a cash buyer. You only need one. You still got to be respectful about it, guys. Even though when deals don't work out, shake their hand, I don't know, knock their elbow, whatever you do. And I never try to burn a bridge with a cash buyer if they're a legitimate cash buyer. If they won't give me a proof of funds stuff, I just don't care, because you're wasting my time. And he's wasting his time. And typically they're another wholesaler trying to backdoor you, and it never works. That's how you get those messy daisy chains on it. So make sure they work for you, meaning they have to pay attention. And if they try to run you over and they try to dictate all terms, move on to the next one. You only need one. You don't want that cash buyer in your life. When I first started out, I let cash buyers, I was just so happy to like sell a deal. I was laxed on this. And fast forward, it took me about 3 or 4 years. I figured it out real quick. Like, they don't care after you, like, they buy your property. So you've got to do what's best for you, your family, and your business. If you have a fair product at a fair price and they'll conform to your system, work with them. If they try to run you over from the first conversation and try to tell you how great they are, just politely move on. So they get frustrated because a lot of them come in thinking they're going to steal the property from you. And by the end of the conversation or the middle of it, they go, man, this guy or gal is sharp. I got to come in with my highest and best number right off the bat. So what we want to do, making our cash buyers work for us, is with motivated sellers, we're all about the drama, right? Drama turns into rapport. We solve problems and we make it work. Now, when you go to selling the properties, particularly the contract, to be clear on that, is we have to remove all drama. You cannot deal with drama on this side. Guys, we deal with so much on the front side. Think about all the people that hang up on you, all the people that tell you F off, all the people that tell you you're never going to make it. Now you got a property. You've got a nice paycheck coming to you. When it comes to the cash buyers, I ain't got time for your drama. Show me you have the ability, the proof of funds. Show me you can do this in speed, and they have to remove. Once you start getting the story, like, pull the ripcord, because it's only going to get worse. Remember, this is the first time you're meeting the person 9 times out of 10. And I want you to understand, when you have drama on the sales side, on a cash wholesale deal, you let it in your life. Remember that. If you let it in, it will constantly come in. So if you're doing the vetting, make sure anytime that drama comes up on that side of the equation, you're going to have to shift gears, go, listen, I don't have time for this. When you send me the proof of funds, I'll be happy to talk to you about the contract. When they start going on and on about the proof of funds, I just said, listen, just email me when you're ready. I don't have time for this, and move on. Just be polite. 9 times out of 10, you'll never hear from them again. They don't have any money and they're trying to circumvent you, trying to do something cute with it. So that moves us on to my last one. I promise we'll do lots of questions today. Condition your cash buyers. So once you've removed the drama, guys, and you cannot have drama on this side of the equation, which means once they start feeding you stories in the beginning, you got to end the conversation. But once you have them going down the path, they give you a proof of funds, they give you all the information, is you have to condition them. One of my big questions on cash buyers, have you ever bought a property via assignment before? And shut up and see how they respond. If they respond positively, you're in the right spot, okay? You're going to get one of 3 responses. Number 1, yes, I bought on assignment. I get it. That's what we want, because we don't have to train them anymore, okay? Number 2 is, I've never bought on assignment. I don't even know what you're talking about. Is that legal? Now, when that comes up, the most likely outcome is they're not going to be a good fit for that property. Most people, think about the first time you saw an assignment, a contract, most people freak out. They're like, holy crap, is this legal? Can I do it? Sometimes they freak out about what you're making. They're just not conditioned to it because a realtor told them, like, you can't do that. So if they do that, what I'll do is send them over to my title company, and I have the title company explain it to them. I don't even put my time into it anymore. My title company vouches for me and lets them know assignment of contract's legal and you get clear and free title with a title policy on it. But most likely they're going to take too much time to do that. And remember, we're trying to close in less than 2 weeks. So if they wait 3 or 4 days to go by the title company, you might have another buyer that comes by, and that's okay. You're conditioning for future buyers. Number 3 is going to be the person that says, I understand assignment, but I'm not okay with you making 15,000 off me. Bye. See you later. I don't have time. I'm sorry, the property's not available anymore. So you have to understand that's one of the 3 ways an assignment goes down. I'm okay if you don't know about assignments, send someone to train them about assignments. I like doing the title company because they come from a position of authority and like a neutral party, and it works. Anytime someone tries to negotiate what you make or what you paid for it, they're never your buyer. That's like a poor man's mentality. It doesn't matter what I bought it for, it's what you can make off of it. So if you're constantly obsessed with what somebody paid for you on a property, they're really bad investors and they're probably not going to do very well. So, guys, let's get into it. We're going to talk about anything you want to talk about today. Cash buyers. I'm just the biggest common thread problem I hear from every one of you is they all freak out on the proof of funds. Good. That means you're doing the right thing. Good cash buyers have no problem presenting a proof of funds. If you're an investor and you don't have a lot of money and you're trying to get something under contract and sell it to someone else, you're going to try to talk your way through it. And that's what I'm trying to eliminate for you. I don't want you to spend any more time with a buyer than you have to. Your time right now has to be spent on marketing and sales activity. Buyers, think of it as like a machine. I'm not selling you anything. And by the way, if you set a price and you're confident at it, so say you're selling a property at 150 and they come in and offer you like 140, don't respond to them. That's the best way. Do not negotiate. If you want to hold strong, hold strong. If you want to come back at the last minute, but the minute you start negotiating, you're going to shoot yourself in the foot. Be confident in your price. And once you condition your buyers to go, okay, Rick offered me a property at 150, it's a yes or no, they'll move so much faster. The minute they know you're going to negotiate, you're going to have to negotiate every single deal you do with them. So that's kind of it, guys. Let's jump in. We've had a lot going on this week. So just because Zach's not here, you can ask me as many questions as possible. Let me get to the top. Awesome. Tony says, I'm going to go the free route, watching all the PropStream Academy. So that's good. So guys, when you get in the PropStream, first of all, if you don't have an account, go to listrei.com, set it up. You get a 7-day free trial period. And me and Zach do a lot of training to show you actually how we use PropStream in our business. I love PropStream. We didn't start using it till about 2.5 years ago, and it's really changed how we do business. So we only recommend things we use in our business. Remember, guys, I'm not in your pocket. I'm not a guru. A guru is someone who wants to exchange information for you for a fee. And you can think of me more along the lines of, I just want to help you. So if I was able to help my son at 17 make 6 figures with his eyes shut, I want you to know anything is possible with you. And there's no secrets out there. Everybody's talking about this guru, should I pay a guru? Should I not pay a guru? Listen, you do what's right for you. I'm just telling you there's options. And most gurus take advantage of people just getting into wholesaling. And wholesalers have no idea what's under the gun. Wholesaling has been taught for the last 20 years. There's no more secrets, guys. It's all out there. If you think a guru, the only thing a guru, I guess, could do is hold you accountable. That's it. So if you want to pay someone $5,000 or $10,000 to hold you accountable, go for it. But why not do a few deals, get them under your belt, prove your theory on it, and then go find someone to help you work on your business. Now, working on your business is a whole different strategy. Getting into wholesaling, I look at it, it's like learning your ABCs. Why should you pay for it? You can go anywhere and learn your ABCs. That's all wholesaling is. It's so simple, guys. It just takes guts to put your foot forward and do what most people won't do. So awesome. Okay. Josh says, how's it going? It's good. It's hot as hell here in Florida. So we're in the dog days of summer. So thank God. Thank God for the ocean over here because there's no other way on. So Johnny says, right on. Awesome. Dietrich says, I keep hearing a guru talk about wholesaling a property tax-free. Sounds like he's talking about a loan from a buyer and cash flowing. Are you feeling? So a guru talking about wholesaling a property tax-free. So tax-free is a loaded question. So I have no idea. I'd have to have a little bit more on it just to be fair on it. So share me some more, Dietrich. Hey, Rick, our company wholesale nationally and sometimes get deals in small cities, towns, but I have a hard time disposing them these. Do you guys have experience with small cities and what has been effective for you? So he's talking about doing virtual. So what he does is he finds areas he wants to farm, and it's his preference. Probably goes in PropStream, uses it through listarea.com, finds hot areas, and he goes out and sell them. The challenge with virtual marketing is you're not familiar with every city and town, and that's the challenge. So when you get a small market, they typically take a little bit more time. So my only suggestion to you in the smaller markets, as opposed to metro markets, I would make your contracts a little more open-ended. So if you're saying a 30-day close, you might want to try a 60 or a 90-day close. It's a little bit more challenging in this market, but because you need more time. The main thing with virtual marketing, especially if you're starting out, you need time on your side. If you can't get time and the seller needs to sell fast, you need to understand that before you enter in a contract for them. So they need to close in 7 days, understanding if you don't have the cash and the ability to close, you can't enter that agreement without getting some sort of help. So I would find a cash partner to help you out, to fund the deal, to give you the time to wholesale those types of deals in the small cities. Or I would get more time from the buyer. A lot of buyers are pretty patient and they're pretty flexible with you. You just got to kind of let them know up front. Go, listen, I'm going to get it done in 90 days. The maximum 90 days, but my average is about 45 days. If the problem is you put it in 30 days, you're kind of stuck. You got to go back and get an extension. So if you could do 90 days, it would probably cover you. Honestly, if you can't sell a property in 90 days, it means you got the wrong price. So, or you really got the wrong property. So try that out. Let me know how it works out. That's the challenge with virtual. So, okay. So I answer every question. I love these people. I have nationwide buyers. Send me all your, let's do deals. Oh, you have legit buyers in all markets, right? People posting that daily in Facebook groups. So nothing screams, when people say they have nationwide buyers, stuff like that, they've usually signed up for someone's program to teach them how to scrape all cash buyers around the country. And then they try to find people like me to match it up. And the problem is those are the people that are clogging up your cash buyers list. They don't have funds. They're just trying to daisy chain your property. And that's the problem with the cash buyers you're dealing with right now. There's no skin in the game on these people. In theory, it sounds great. My God, if I did in the beginning, it'd probably be a different conversation. So that's the problem. When you guys get frustrated, you hear all these cash buyers don't have cash. It's because of a post just like this. Nationwide buyers, guys, I have challenges just doing South Florida. If I did the entire country, I would probably have to have a staff of 50 to 100 people. So I have a staff of 4 and I get all the business done in the world. So it's just the truth on it. And by the way, I admire people's hustle for doing that, but I would never put my email or any information in like a nationwide buyer because are they really taking care of those sellers? I have no idea. A lot of daisy chaining in it. All right, here comes a good one. So Alan, what's up, Alan? How you doing? You're dropped in a new city. I should do that sometime. You have a couple $1,000s marketing budget to get a deal, which is very generous, by the way. Besides driving for dollars, what would you do yourself? Dude, I'd get out if honestly, the better question is if I gave you $100, the $100 I would use for gas, some ramen noodles, and hopefully somewhere safe where I could rent a room. That would be number one. Once you're taken care of, after that, driving for dollars, obviously, man, go knock on as many doors as you humanly possibly can. If you took all the money away from me, I would just go connect with people and I would find a deal. If you give me money, we start working up. Obviously, driving for dollars in there requires a few bucks. After that, if I can get any type of list, start cold calling or get a code violation, any off-market list, and just beat it to death. I'd go to their door. I would stalk people and wait till they showed up. I'd leave notes on the doors. I would cold call them. I would try to manually text them, whatever I need to do. The key is whenever you're dropped somewhere new is to learn the market as fast as possible, and you got to communicate to as many sellers as humanly possible. I would also stretch out and network in the area, as many RIAs and groups, so I can find out who's the players, what's going on, and the hot spots to go to. That's what I would do. And as I grew more money, I would grow my market mediums. I would add, I'd probably add some cold callers, a texting person, and then I would take a percentage of my profits and do direct mail. Full disclosure, I know direct mail very well. I know exactly what to spend, how to make it, and my exact return. So that's like 19 years. Awesome question. I love it. We should pick the city, and maybe you guys should let me stay with you for like 30 days and give it a shot. But by the way, there was a challenge out on the internet. This is old school, but a bunch of gurus did like challenge, and man, it was a meltdown. Guess why? Because you had gurus that aren't in the business trying to figure out how to do a deal, and it was hysterical. So, Alan got another question. How many postcards take you to get a deal, and is probate your main source of new business? So, probate's always a source of my business. It ebbs and flows. Probate happens a lot in Florida, so kind of God's waiting room. So we pay attention to it. Is there more competition for probates? Absolutely. The difference in probates is people are now cold calling, and there's no barriers to entry. So you have to be more aggressive about it. How many postcards I get a deal? You know what? I stopped tracking that because it doesn't make a difference for me. So let me give you an example. If I send out 10,000 postcards, which some people think that's sizable, but it's, and say you get a postcard out there and, like around 40 cents. So say you send 10,000 and I spend $4,000, right? Now, when I first started doing this, I would literally be shaking, like to write a check and put $4,000 on my credit card, not knowing what the outcome's going to be. That's wholesaling, guys. That's how I started out doing it. Now, let's fast forward 19 years. I send out 10,000 postcards. It costs me roughly $4,000, but I don't look at what it costs anymore. I look at what it makes. I only need one deal from that postcard, right? My average margin in today's market is approaching the high $50,000 range. So that $4,000, if I get a $50,000 deal, do you think I care if I get 5 deals or one? All I need is one. So sometimes we have to simplify our marketing. We spent way too much time on KPIs, on direct mail. In the end, all that matters is the amount of appointments you set, the contracts you write, and deals you close. All the other stuff, it's a little bit noise. So I obviously track the number of phone calls we get, but to be honest with you, there's like no rhyme or reason for it. The reason we track the phone calls is because we know the mail drops and we know we got the right message out. Sometimes when the phone rings a lot, it means you put the wrong message out there. Like I could tell you, I've done more tricky marketing and it doesn't work. Sellers don't want to be tricked. They want to be helped. And that's like the secret on it. So if I spend $4,000 or $5,000 a month on direct mail and I get one deal, that's our company goal. Now, you guys know I do a lot more than one deal a month, but remember, the quantity of deals you do is irrelevant. It's all about profitability. So if you do one deal and make $50,000, knock yourself out. But I wouldn't start out with direct mail. It was a different world when I started out. There wasn't a lot of ways to get going. I started out doing door knocking, and then I switched over to direct mail. All right. So those of you just kind of join us. I do this every Friday evening, 5 p.m. Eastern. I don't charge for this service. It is a free mastermind. All I ask is that you subscribe and you listen and you learn. That's it. You're not going to get pitched anything. If you guys, I'm Rick, Flip with Rick, my son Zach, and I think we're the only organic wholesalers out there. Everybody else trying to advertise. They got these fancy PR person. They have Instagram people. They pay a guy to follow them around with video camera and stuff. Guys, I treat this just like my wholesaling business. I make it simple. The best way I can do is connect with you directly and show you exactly what I'm doing. And I remove all the fluff. Okay. You're not getting on a plane. You're not going to a fancy hotel room. You didn't clickbait me off some advertising BS scam. It's here. I've been doing this 19 years. I show you guys HUDs. We show you deals we're working on. I have an addiction. I love doing real estate. Have I been tried to convince to go into the coaching guru cult? Yeah, but I've never been about that. That's why you don't see me with, and I'm friends with most of them, and most of them actually have a decent product, but it's gotten so out of control lately. It's ridiculous. So let me fix here. Okay, hold on. Let me remove that. So guys, if you're new to the channel, just do me a favor and click that subscribe button, and it'll give you notifications for all our latest videos, especially the lives that come out. We have a lot of fun with it. And you guys know I answer every question you ask. Okay, let's get back in line here. Good questions so far, man. I'm looking for somebody to stump me. You stump me, I'll put it on here and I'll let you know. Financial knowledge equals freedom. Like it. I like the free route, but 6K route there is a team to help you in every situation you might get into, so I don't lose more money on deals. So here's the question. Is 6K the number to get you over the hump? Is it 10K? Is it 5K? A team. Who's on the team? Is the team active investors? Do they know what they're doing? So listen, guys, if you want to hire someone, I'm not here to stop you. So I've hired plenty of people. I've hired a lot of bad people too. And for the most part, there's nothing in wholesaling that is a secret. Anyone who tries to tell you is trying to sell you a secret so they can get in your pocketbook. It's the truth. You know why? Because I get more blowback. Zach gets a ton of blowback from people saying you're ruining our little cult thing here. Like, guys, stop trying to buy something. It's already been sold 10 billion times. There's no secret. When I started in 2003, there was very few courses and stuff, but I took every one of them, and I'm giving you absolutely all the information. At some point, someone's just got to step out and go, let's just give this stuff away for free. Let's do something special. And what we'll do is build a community and help as many people out as possible. My problem is these brand new newbies start out and they think they need a $5,000 or $10,000 coach, when honestly they need a little bit of marketing money and they need confidence. And get your first couple deals and then you can go. But if you think a team is going to help you take down one deal, that's a joke. It doesn't take a team to take one deal down. It takes one experienced person. How about somebody who's got like 19 years? And I answer just about every question I can within reason. A team is to help you build a business. Businesses take years. If you guys are going to hire someone to build your business, you need to hire a full-time mentor. A coach isn't going to get you. A coach gets you through a season. A mentor gets you through a lifetime. And that's how it works in the good and bad. Coaches usually just kind of give you instructions and move on. So the word teams, I don't get that one. It's like, if you're just going to learn wholesaling, you need direction from one person, in my opinion, and you just need to go through. No secrets, guys. Please let me know in the comments if you think there's this big secret you're going to buy or 5 or 10 grand. The only thing I think you can actually buy is accountability, and I'll give it to you for free right here. It's really not that hard. In the end, if you pay 3, 5, or 10 grand, you have to do the work. And what you'll find is when you pay that hefty fee, you are actually going to feel you're going to feel the pressure of the world because you think that person's going to answer your expectations and all your problems, and it's not. It just starts. They're just going to give you guidance. That's it. So they're not going to do the business for you. You have to do the business. So why not try it out here? And then if you want to hire someone, go for it. So it's funny because I don't do anything different. And so in the old days, I used to coach like niche marketing things. I don't even sell the stuff anymore because to be honest with you, I got talked into it and I didn't even really want to do it. My stuff was so effective and so good. It just works. It works and it's time tested, and I cut out all the BS that goes into it. So guys, whatever you want to do with that. So Touch and Go says, my local RIA has a large list of local cash buyers. Should I trust their list or find another one? Hey, it's a good place to start. You're responsible for vetting the list. So if they'll share it with you, then that's great. The best list of cash buyers are the ones you can create on your own. By the way, cash buyers who share other cash buyers, they'll maybe compensate you one deal, but they never do after that. I've been doing this 19 years. I've hooked up more other wholesalers, and when I give them a cash buyers, I just do it as a gift, and I don't do it as an expectation, because then you got to be a licensed realtor to do all that. But I'm just telling you, hopefully they share the love with you down the road, though. So awesome. Bowie asks, so if they don't send you a PO first, you don't even send them a deal, correct? What is required from a cash buyer for you to even send them in the address? Any requirements besides proof of funds? So if you're trying to cut all drama out from cash buyers and just get to the point, I'm not telling you to be rude or nasty. Get to your first 3 most important questions, get them off the bat. Pass their name and phone number is proof of funds. If they fight you on the proof of funds, 95% of the time, you're wasting your time. That's my experience. If you guys want to share your experiences, tell me on it. Then after that, I'm going to try to find out how quickly they can close and make sure they're familiar with assignment contracts. If they get through those 3 questions without freaking out, then I'll give them pretty much what they need. If they're just going to screw around me with those first 3 questions, don't even send them the property. You're literally wasting your time. It's probably going to be like a nationwide buyer. So good questions. What's up, Kenny? Kenny says, love the direct point nuggets to bring us. Guys, so part of this mastermind is I'm giving you my 19 years experience without you paying a $10,000 consulting fee. And I do it every Friday night at 5 p.m. Eastern. I know I'm not popular in the coaching world, but I just don't care. So those of you guys that know me, I do things a little bit more unconventional. People tell me I can't do something one way. I figure out how to do it. And I'm probably one of the top marketers in the country for finding motivated sellers. I've done it in so many markets, almost every state out there now. And I do this in South Florida, the toughest market. I am the largest wholesaler in the Port St. Lucie area. If anybody want to put their numbers up, I'm happy to go toe to toe. I've done thousands of properties here, thousands. I've been doing it since 2003. Now, I love what I do, and I want to help out as many people. Adam, what's up, Adam? You're a mastermind. I appreciate it. So the funny thing is, you guys, have you ever noticed the word mastermind? It's like this elusive word. So an original mastermind was never supposed to be a paid for event, ever. Actually, when I started, a mastermind was a special group of people that somebody liked the way you do business or thought you're really unique and thought if we brought a group of 5 or 6 strangers together, all with a special niche, we could all benefit from the mastermind because everyone have to bring something to the table, and that's how they learn. Now, fast forward to 2021, a mastermind is what we used to call a boot camp back in the day. And all masterminds are now, in my opinion, there's still good ones, but the only masterminds I'm part of now are organic ones, are people I connect with. By the way, you can connect with anybody you want on social media and do it for free. But a lot of people are advertising these masterminds that have massive turnover rates because nobody wants to pay $20,000 or $30,000 after the first year, thinking they're going to get this magic key to the business. They don't. There's no secrets out there in the business. You might catch a trend. You can't run your businesses off trends, guys. You'll constantly be changing it, chasing that shiny object, and it'll never work. So if you're going to pay $5,000, $10,000, $15,000, $20,000 for a mastermind, especially about real estate, and they talk about anything other than real estate, you're in the wrong place. Okay. Life coaching has entered into the real estate mastermind. Life coaching has nothing to do with real estate. If I go to a 2-day workshop on mastermind, all I want to do is talk about real estate. I don't even want to eat. I don't want to go out to the bar. I want to get down the business and get it done because I can do all that other stuff on my own. I don't want to go on a boat. I don't want to go on a fancy car ride. I don't want to go to a fancy restaurant. We're wasting time, guys. So you guys can do that on your own with your spouse, your kids. Listen, I love like-minded people. I love everybody I meet in a mastermind. That will never change for me. But you guys don't have to keep paying what I call network brokers. 5, 10, 15, 20 grand. You can find these people on your own, especially guys running like weekend masterminds. You got to be kidding me. 5 grand to get together 2 or 3 days in a luxury resort hotel. It's terrible. Like, I just don't get it. And the best part is the people teaching these masterminds, they don't even do real estate anymore. What are you learning? I can wow anybody in a fancy hotel. My God. So, okay, don't get me going. Thanks, Adam. I appreciate it, man. So it looks like Adam just kicked the buyer out. So I'm telling you guys, the old age of buyers are liars. It's true. I swear. But man, they love to dance around the proof of funds thing. Like, dude, either you have the money or you don't. Like, this is where the rubber hits the highway. I ain't got time for this stuff. And once you guys do that, understanding like, holy crap, like I'm going to cut 90% of the crap out of these cash buyers. It works. I'm telling you. Okay, let's answer a specific question. Lulu. My daughter's cat's named that. So it's a really special name in our house. Looking for cash buyers on PropStream, do you need to look at certain years they have bought around the property you have under contract? Does it matter? So I like to look within 6 months. The maximum I'll do is a year. Outside of that, it's just not current information. You have no idea if they're active. So 6 months is ideal. 1 year is the max. That should help you out. Do you guys have cash buyer questions available on your website or past videos? So anybody who tuned into I believe it was Zach's live yesterday. If you have a chance, go back and maybe like watch the last 10 minutes, and something really cool is coming out to answer all your guys' questions. So it's so ridiculous. It's really going to shake the industry. And here's I'm not even say any more on it. So, but I will have that next week for you. It'll be really crystal clear, everything we're doing. I promise. So, oh, wait. I missed one. Okay, hold on. Lots of questions here. Okay, I got to get moving, man. You guys are asking a lot of questions. Okay. Okay. I'm sorry, guys. I'm running behind here. Okay. Oh, Lord. You guys are going to get me in trouble. You guys are going to get me in a lot of trouble with Zach. Post the bill. Okay. Hey, Rick, personally, how many deals do you guys bring in every month? And what's the best marketing tactic you use? So I want you to stop asking how many deals somebody brings in because it's irrelevant. If I did 5 deals that made $1,000 a piece, $5,000, or I did 1 deal that made 50,000, which do you care about more? So a lot of people preach consistency, and I like consistency, but the amount of deals you do is a very misleading stat. It's because honestly, if I wanted to, I could do 50 deals a month. I'd probably lose my mind, and I'd have to do so much drama like a realtor. I wouldn't be an investor. So the most I've done is maybe 12 deals in a month. The least I've done, ready for this, 0. I've had months where I've done actually no deals. You'll never hear a guru tell you that because they're so busy doing their students' deals. So the truth of the matter is you have to be consistent. So my deals have very high margins because I have a ton of experience. I just know what I'm doing. I'm really good at marketing. And we consistently pump out 4 to 6 deals a month, a very high profit level. I would take on most investors doing 20 to 30 deals a month. But keep in mind, I don't have a giant staff. I don't have multiple partners where I got to share all the income with. It's I have a number that I want to make, and it fits my family. It fits my lifestyle. I can go fishing. I can spend tons of time with Zach. I can spend time with my daughter, my wife. Um, I can take care of my parents when they're older, and that's what I want to do. Can you always make more money? Yeah, but I don't want to work 60 hours a week. By the way, don't ever get an office. That's tip number one. The second part of the question is, what's your best marketing tactics you use? um, so I'm old school a little bit. I do a lot of direct mail. We're just very good at doing it, but we run cold calling. Texting works very well. And we do a lot of network marketing, not internet type, meaning we work with realtors. We work with a lot of sellers and buyers. And once you've been doing it so long, like I do deals all the time that I don't have to pay for any marketing. And one day you'll have that ability too, meaning like Rick, I actually get deals and I don't have to pay for it. Yeah, because you paid your dues when you went through it. But we still have to hunt and look for deals every day. But so stop asking how many deals you do. If you could do one deal that made you 100 grand, you okay with that? I am. I'm perfectly fine. Who gives a crap? You did one. You want to do one or you want to do 80? 80 will give you more experience, but you got to get through 80 deals to get those $100,000 deals. So keep going. Tony says, gurus take all your money and pass you to a VA. Here's the problem with most gurus. You give them your money, try to get it back. You will get, if you think your cash buyers bullshit you, sorry. If you think your cash buyers mess with you, wait till you see what a guru does, because they can't afford you to take that money out of their pocket. So good wholesaling cities in Massachusetts. I have no idea, but I did. I spent a little time in Massachusetts a couple of years ago with an investor, and you guys have a lot of multifamilies around there. So just outside the Boston area, a lot of multifamily. There's a lot of demand for stuff and then you got those nice little towns like Wakefield and stuff like that. That's all. I don't know much about it. I just know it's very cold up there in the wintertime. So try to find a local RIA group and search the wholesaling houses for real and try to find a hookup in Massachusetts. So Emilio, what's up, Emilio? Just saw Zach's going to be on Wholesaling Hotline. That's awesome, man. Congrats to him. Thank you for all the awesome content. So if you guys didn't hear, Zach is going to be on Wholesaling Hotline, I believe with Brent, Pace, and all of them. And by the way, those are all awesome guys. They're not going to say the exception to the rule, because I don't charge people for stuff. I don't have to. I don't need it. I get more fulfillment on helping you, and I believe me and Zach can leave a legacy by leading by example and creating a tight-knit community of people that want to be successful in wholesaling. Remember, wholesaling is just the starting parameter, guys. It's just a stepping stone. So wholesaling is just a tip of the iceberg of what you can do in real estate, but it's the foundation. If you understand wholesaling, man, real estate investing gets really, really easy. The problem is a lot of newbies get taken out when they think you're going to give someone a check for $5,000 or $10,000 and get it done. And that's not always the case. Now, I love what they do with the Wholesaling Hotline. I think it's awesome, but we have a difference of opinion on how people go it. That's the beautiful thing about our country. You don't have to agree with everything I do. I've paid for coaches in the past. I've coached people in the past, but it's behind me because I want to find a different way to connect with people and help as many people as possible. And I believe I could provide you more information by just giving it to you and get a tighter bond with you. And if you think you just need to pay someone to learn the business, money's regardless. It doesn't matter. The same actions happens. By the way, you guys could have been mentored by me and Zach for really, I've been on the internet probably for 4 or 5 years. I went quiet a little bit and Zach helped me turn it back on. But for this entire last year, you could have been mentored for free. So there's no excuse. So what's the difference if you pay me $10,000, you do it for free? I'm not going to do anything different. Okay. just like Tony Robbins says that, the day his company went public, it was worth what, like $600 million. Tony's like, okay, well, I'm going to do what I do today. I'm the same way. It doesn't matter. So the fact that I don't get paid by you guys to do coaching, I don't have a dog in the fight. So why would I lie to you? I don't care. So, but yeah, Zach will be on Monday night. I'm sure he'll provide you a link to it. If you guys could jump on that show, ask questions, and I want you to understand, like, we're all friends with him. I knew Brent when he started. I knew Pace. Pace has an awesome history. If you guys, before he did creative financing, he had quite a journey. He had to go through a lot of stuff, and that's why he's so good at what he does. Jamil, all of them, Cody, all of them, great stories. I just want you guys to understand. I've been doing this since 2003, so the only thing I have advantage over a lot of these people is I have the experience, and markets do change. Most people that are teaching you today have been in the market from 2013, 14 on. That's not a lot of experience, guys. Honestly, if you couldn't make money wholesaling in the last 6 or 7 years, you had to be on another planet. So there's going to be times where it's going to be a little more challenging, and that's where people like me are awesome. So slow flip is what he calls it. Slow flip. So I don't believe there's anything as a slow flip. I like really, really fast flips. Shannon asked, hey, Rick, how does the buyer submit their EMD to the title company? So EMD is an acronym for earnest money deposit. So most title companies have an escrow account. So say if you're leaving a $500 deposit on a property and you have a contract, you have to drop your earnest money deposit, the EMD, off to the title company. You make it out to the title company's $500. It sits there and goes towards the balance of what you're paying for the property, or if the deal falls apart, theoretically, the money should go back to you. Hopefully that helps. Samuel asked, does 70% rule still apply when doing ARV? No. So that's an old school way. I learned back on this. If you stick to a 70% rule in this market, you probably won't do a deal. So you're going to have to adjust it. I promise you next week, me and Zach have a way to solve all this stuff for you. So, but 70%, I mean, it's great. I would do a deal at 70% all day long, but a lot of wholesalers are coming in like around 80%, just as a rule of thumb. 70% used to be a rule of thumb. So if a house was worth 100,000, you bought it for 70,000 minus repairs, it would leave you room to make a $10,000 or $15,000 assignment fee and leave the buyer a good deal. Those rules don't apply anymore. I'm sorry. I don't like the 70% because it's what I learned on. And if I'm going to teach, I'm not going to teach you techniques from 2003 to 2006, nor should you learn techniques from coaches that are actually doing wholesaling. So that's the benefit of me. I could say and teach a 70% rule all day. It's just easy, but it doesn't work in today's market. It will eventually come back and work. Levin says, can you comp this property for me? No, I'm not a realtor, so you can do it. The tools are ridiculous. Levin, you can do that. Use me for a better question than that. It's in Massachusetts, so. By the way, Samuel, all these questions, if you go in, I'm sorry, I got several Samuels. He's asking what are the top 5 markets. Just sign up at listrei.com and do your research. You get a trial version, but you're going to need PropStream eventually. That's the way I would do it, and I'd be happy to help you out. Here's a good one. I'm in Connecticut. I want to start in my backyard. So I always tell everybody, always start in your backyard. That's the easiest way to do it. Do you know of a successful wholesale on the East Coast? East Coast, yes. Connecticut, no. So just do your research, find your local groups. And if you're going to do wholesaling, you can learn everything right here. I promise you. There's just no secrets. I wish I could tell you. Guys, I wish I could tell you there's this great secret. Everything's been out there. Everything's been sold. Everybody likes to say, I figured out how to do it. I love when people say, well, I figured out how to master cold calling. Cold calling's been around since the 40s, guys. It's not a new technology. It's been around forever. So, um, do you know some? Let's see. Here's a good one. Fred asked, I locked up a property, but I didn't take it to title because my cash buyer is using his title company. I got earnest money from him, and his second time we did this way is just a good practice. So, Fred, congratulations on getting a deal. So you didn't take title to it because your cash buyers. So here's what I'm going to tell you to fix, Fred. I mean, you need to start using your own title company. Using your title company gives you complete control of the deal. It lets you know when your cash buyer is having problems, if they're not cooperating with the deal, and make sure everything gets funded on time. It's tempted by having a guy pay you more and having used his title company, but I'm just telling you, a lot of problems can happen there. You are not in control with the other title company. So if it worked out on a deal before, fine, that's great. If you've already made your bed and done the deal, then finish it. But going forward, you need to use your own title company, especially if you're doing assignment agreements, because it leaves you in control. And you can really, really get in trouble quickly with another title company because they're not familiar with what you do. Now, it sounds like you have an exception to the rule. I would just get your own title company in the long term, Fred. So awesome. Doing business though, man. That's what you got to do. Jasmine says, awesome father and son team. So I love real estate, but honestly, I love my family more than real estate. So this is why I do it, guys. I do it to have more time. I was telling someone the other day, I haven't set an alarm clock. I can't even tell you the last time. The only time I set an alarm clock is to go fishing or to get up and work out. But for the most part, I love real estate. It gives me the freedom to do whatever I want to do. I don't trade my hours for time. And one of the reasons why I have this business right here with Zach in the forefront in it is because I just spent a lot of time with him. So my father didn't give me a lot of the stuff. So this is how I make up for it. So, and I know everybody has their own story out there. I promise you, if you're looking into wholesaling and you're trying to figure out how to make your life better, make your family's life better, I guarantee you, I 100% guarantee you, it will change you for the better. Like, uh, I mean, everything from physically, financially, spiritually, and my relationship with my kids and my wife. I would not have it without wholesaling. Now, maybe something else would come along, but like family's everything, guys. So let's go to the speed round. I will answer the last questions that were put in there. It says you saved me 10K on big time. Guys, I want you to clearly understand this whole guru thing. I'm not here to take on all the gurus. I don't care. Honestly, I don't give a crap what they say about me. And I've conditioned my son is like, we just don't care. Actually, the more flack that comes back, the more I know we're doing the right thing. So, because you got to understand it, why would someone defend it? Because they have a dog in the fight. And if you're so dependent on that coaching fee, I don't think you did wholesaling right. Just my opinion, right? If you're so good at wholesaling, why aren't you doing it? Oh, Rick, it's really just easier to flip students. I'm okay with it. Just come out and say it. It's easier to scale flipping students at 5, 10 grand a pop than going and trying to actually apply the stuff I teach out in the business because, guys, this is a marathon. I've been doing it 19 years. Anybody can run into the business 2 or 3 years, maybe even 4 or 5. But the trend I've seen is let's do it for a year or two, do a few deals, and let's do this coaching thing. So do you realize they actually have people out there to like coach all of the coaches now? I, oh my God. I mean, that's great. If you can make a living at doing it, that's fine. But the problem is there's no qualifications to be a coach anymore. And I'd hate to see you pay hard-earned money to find out the person doesn't even coach, doesn't even do wholesaling anymore. It's crazy. These guys are realists. We appreciate it. So we are authentic. Like I don't have a stage face. This is actually who I am. So I actually just got done working on all my real estate, my pile here, and I hopped online because I'm just used to being here on Friday night. I actually enjoy the crap out of this. So Jasmine says, thank you for sharing your time. Thank you for your time. I'm Let's see here. How often do you daisy chain or partner with someone else to sell a deal they found? I don't really do it anymore because I don't need to do it. When I started out, I did it a ton, but I'm going to be full disclosure. It was a different world when I started out wholesaling. The wholesalers were a lot nicer to each other. You guys are brutal to each other. I mean, I will tell you this, if you're going to do a daisy chain or JV with someone, make sure you have everything in writing and signed and sealed and possibly even have an attorney look it over. I've seen more people getting screwed out of JV deals because they didn't know what they entered into it. Don't ever do it by handshake because you're not going to be happy with the outcome of it. So let's see here. Dietrich asks, what's your opinion of Portland, Oregon surrounding areas? That's my backyard. I'm told it's pretty saturated. Go over. What's your opinion? I always like people starting out in your backyard because you know it. I don't really know anything about the West Coast on Portland, California, that whole area. But DJ, to be honest with you, everything's saturated. You think you're saturated, come to South Florida. I'll show you saturation at a level you couldn't even imagine. 19 years, I don't let it ever fear me. If I let saturation take me over, I would have quit the business probably 18 years ago, and I wouldn't be where I am today. So don't let saturation be the single factor you decide not to do it. Now, always do your backyard. I don't care where you are. I don't care if you're in New York City, you're in LA. Always do your backyard. Now, you're not going to do as many deals, but when that deal comes up, you're going to hit it out of the park. Then you could add other virtual deals on some smaller markets, maybe a place you went to college, maybe a place you lived with someone for a while, maybe you were married with somebody else in another state, maybe your kids are living in another state. And if you got some eyes and ears on a local ground, you can do some serious damage. So that's what I would do. Okay. I am down to the last 3 or 4 questions here. Do you think you make more over 19 years as a real estate agent? No. Hands down, no. Sorry. Now, commercial, I have good friends that do commercial. It's just a different type. I don't want to sit there and wear a suit every day and like kiss people's butt. I'm not going to do it. A lot of commercial guys make a lot of money, but it's very, very up and down. I find a lot of commercial guys do investing on the side. Most of them do speculation because they have to wait till the market dictates when they sell it. So most commercial agents can never wrap their head around what I'm doing. I move pretty quick, but I develop a lot of relationship with commercial brokers and I like it. So listen, if you like doing agent stuff, then do it. Like that's the beauty of this country. Do it like whatever you want. But yeah, remember, you're going to be transactional. You're not going to build wealth. And so remember, we go to work a job to just generate like money to live. And when you do investing, if you do it right in the long term, in the beginning, you generate tons of cash with wholesaling. And then the idea is to take that cash and buy assets that will help pay you passive income. And it's not completely passive in whatever you want. You can buy stocks, you can buy rental real estate, hell, you can buy crypto. I don't give a crap what you do it. Just invest in something that's going to grow and work for you. Do not leave it in the bank. It will not work for you there. Um, so here's a good question. I'm going to tell you, I'm going to be honest with this one. So this first got real. Have you ever tested Facebook ads and YouTube ads? Yeah, I've done everything. I'm not a Facebook ad guy. I find it's very slow to convert. It's more geared towards realtors. Same thing with YouTube, but some markets people make them work. I think people, if they do something, they believe in it and they made money doing it before, they believe in it. So, but I get people all day tell me, oh, direct mail never works. Dude, it works all day, every day, night and day. You don't have the confidence in doing it. And that's why you don't do it. So, I don't think Facebook ads is at least in my market. I put a lot of money into it. It's just not a good return. And I don't like all the drama and all the energy you have to put into Facebook ads. Now, everybody brags, oh, Rick, is so cheap per lead. I don't but what if you have 5,000 leads and you paid $8 a lead? It's not that cheap anymore. So I look at conversions and contracts. So, but some people, that's their entire business model, and I commend them. So to each his own. He says, what's the best way to blast your deal out to cash buyers? Make sure you have vetted cash buyers. Make sure you understand you're selling a contract if you're doing an assignment. and I would have them on a text blast list or an email list. That's the best way to do it. The text seems to be the best one because I'm on some people's list and I get their notice all the time. It's very convenient. I got to think because they tell you when the showing day is, the last and final. Um, good stuff. So, okay, we're wrapping up. This thank you. I found your channel yesterday and so many gems were dropped. I was second guessing paying all that money. So, guys, listen, money is just money. It comes and goes, it ebbs and flows. It should not be the final um, decision maker if you're going to do a coach. So, here's my theory. Try it for free first. Try everything I got for you. Okay. You have nothing to lose. I'm not taking your money. I'm investing my time. You're investing the most valuable thing, which isn't your money, it's your time. And I do respect you for that. And as I said, if you guys stick around, Zach will be on a wholesaling hotline Monday night. I want everybody to tune in, ask great questions. And he has a good time with all the guys on there. They're all really good friends. So it's not about, we're not here to bash. Like there are good people in the business, and they're probably one of the better quality people. I'm just saying, if you're brand new to this business, like get a deal or two on your belt, and then you can make some real freaking decisions. You know, it's key. Um, Amelia asks, started direct mail. I have 3 meetings set up to get properties under contract. Awesome. So he's kind of proven that it works to you. Been learning more about Pace Morby's classes and was curious the kind of person gurus you talk about. So Pace hands down does exactly what he says. He's very good at what he does, but he has a very large coaching business. That's not my take. So I'm in wholesaling. I do a lot of creative financing and I teach it in between. He focuses primarily on creative investing, which is great. So if it works for you and that's how you want to build your business model and do it, I'm only saying is I start out wholesaling, get a few deals on your belt. And then what you can do is if you want to invest in your education, particularly with Pace's program on the creative finance, you can do that. But that's your decision. It's your hard-earned money. So you want to spend 5 or 10 grand on coaching, you want to spend it on marketing. It's a personal choice. And I don't want you to think you have to do it to make it work. Because I'll be honest with you, Pace teaches a lot of people out there for free and they make the same amount of money. So the only difference is I don't have a filter on a coaching fee. So Pace is for real, guys. Like, but I'm not going to sit there and endorse other people's coaching programs. Like, coaching's just information that's been out there forever. And by the way, creative financing has been around forever. There's nothing new in creative financing. It's just people are talking about a heck of a lot more. So let me wrap it up. Oh, here's a good one. He asked, also, does your buyer need to know how much you've placed the home under contract for? So if you're doing assignment of contracts, which you typically are in wholesaling, especially if you're here with it, they're going to know what you paid for it. So don't make it a big deal. Do not make it a big deal. Just go over it. And honestly, if they obsess on what you paid for it, they are not your buyer. It's a very small mindset and they'll never buy your property. The person who says, well, you only paid 50,000, you're trying to sell it to me for 75. That's not fair. Okay. I'm not going to go political on it, but it's not about being fair. So if you think 75 is a good deal, then buy it at 75 because you're going to try to sell it for 90 or 100 after you put some love into it. So what they're saying is, I'm not going to allow you to make money off me. That's not right. That's not fair. That's capitalistic. Well, then they should not be an investor at all. So okay, I got the last 2 here. Do you think the market is oversaturated? I know a wholesale that recently sold his course to 10K to new wholesalers. So we're talking about, I assume you're talking about the coaching market. Is it saturated? Yes. It's actually beyond saturated because there's no limits to entering this industry. Now, back in the early 2000s, if you wanted to be a coach, it was painful. You know why? Because you had to spend 10 to 20 grand getting tech guys to build stuff for you. You had to get support people. We used to use what we used to call Infusionsoft. We called it Confusionsoft. I mean, you were literally spending $75,000 a year just to run your online operation. Today, with all the tools, it's almost next to nothing. Like, so less than $100 a month, a guy can be up and coaching. And then a lot of times they're doing a business model from a coach's coach teacher that he or she was successful, and they're showing you how they did it. The problem is, if they're not active in real estate investing right now, they're teaching you outdated information. Now, some of it will stick, but for the most part, when you get in a jam and you need to call on that coach to help you out, they ain't got to fight in that game. There's no money on the table for them. They don't care. And that's the problem with it. That's the biggest problem I have with it. See, if you pay 20 grand or you pay $97, it's just a number, guys. The number of what someone charges for a course is irrelevant. A lot of times, the higher the number, you guys put down your guard and you don't vet these people. Ask coaches for recent HUDs and watch the scramble. It's just like when you ask for proof of funds from your cash buyers. Buyers are liars. What are coaches? I don't know. I'm not going to make up a term. Okay. So the last question here. My cold call VA generates lots of appointments and she verifies the day and time I will call them. But when I call them the next time, they never pick up. So you got a problem in your link in your system. So your process is broken. So either your VA setting up bullshit. Sorry. Either your VA is setting up bogus appointments or they're not connecting with the sellers. One of the things we did when we work with our VAs, when they get a hot lead on, the biggest problem we have with motivated sellers is they got a lot of stuff on their plate and they're going to deal with what's ever in front of them at the time. So when you get them on the phone and they really, really want to sell, you've got to grab every piece of information you humanly possibly can. So if my VA is not qualified to bring down the contract, which usually after a few months, you can train them to do like what I call a lay down seller to get it done, is I'm going to have her or him connect live to me or one of my associates, my acquisitions persons, he or she, and take that deal down because playing phone tag sucks. So you got to find a way to patch that through. What I would do is you should have the ability to record all your VA's conversations and start doing some quality assurance by checking those. But there's no way. I mean, you're never going to get it perfect, but if no one's connecting with you, either he or she's setting bogus appointments, or you need to find a way to have them connect you instantly. All that technology, everything, I'm not going to tell you how to do it. It's all on the internet. It's really easy to do. So that's what I would do. Okay. Last two, I promise. This is it. Loglum Simba. Hey, Rick, I recently got a deal under contract, but it needs more in mechanical rehab than I thought. No big deal. Comp's 300K, property needs 100K worth of work. Had it for 150. So theoretically, if he had it under contract 150, it needs 100 worth of work. That only leaves like 50K to play, and it's a little bit tight. So what I would do is you could just, unfortunately, you're going to have to eat crow and go back and renegotiate the deal. Guys, the more problematic the property is, the more room you're going to have to leave into it. Now, every now and then I will put a property under contract when a seller is being very difficult and I tell them the AC is not working, that the house is hot as hell, and they tell me it's just temporary. Okay, here's the deal. I'll give you your price, but we're going to come back and take a look at it. I'll send a licensed contract AC guy, and if it's bad, I'm just telling you, I got to adjust the price by $10,000 automatically. Because I know it's going to be, I know how to look at an AC, and if it's not working, I know really well. So you're just going to have to adjust it. So I would start at 100 and work your way from there. You got to leave some room on it. So, so guys, I appreciate all your time. Let's see. Just do me a favor. If you're new to the channel, subscribe to it. You'll get notifications. We post every day on here. We have the most amount of content. I believe we're exceeding over 500 videos now. And I want you all to tune in for Monday night. Zach's going to be on Wholesaling Hotline. If you guys aren't familiar with it, you've got Pace Morby, Brent Daniels, Jamil. I believe Cody's on there. And everybody has a really good time. So I enjoy those guys. We've had them on the podcast before. I will tell you, they actually really do the business. Full disclosure, they all have coaching programs. I believe those guys are somewhat of the exception of the rule, but I still believe you could do wholesaling for free. And I'm not going to back down. If they ever put me in a corner, I'll tell you right now, I think you should do wholesaling for free. Then if you want to up it and go from there, you can hire someone to expand your business if you're doing creative financing or anything like that. But if you guys watching, I promise you, we have an announcement coming out next week that is going to change the wholesaling industry. And especially for you guys that are paying for basic information, stop paying these nickel dime crap fees for guys that are weekend warriors, take you to a hotel. They don't have a real estate business because either they quit it and they're flipping students right now. I don't want you to make that same mistake. I'm not going to do anything differently if I charge you or I give it away for free. And that's my promise to you. And I appreciate everybody's time. I will see you next Friday, 5 p.m. Eastern time here. Guys, tune in tomorrow. Zach will be on. And then Monday, Wholesaling Hotline, Zach will be on there. As many people as we can get in there and just have a great conversation with some highly intelligent people that love every aspect of real estate investing. Smash that subscribe button, guys. I will see you next Friday. You have a killer weekend. Go out, put the work in, and go get those deals. I appreciate your time, guys. Have an awesome one. Thanks.